I'm going to just teach you a little bit about looking after your drum and tuning it. This skin's synthetic, so it doesn't matter if it gets wet or it doesn't change with the temperature, but over time it can settle in and go a little bit flat. So it's good to keep it nice and tight, depending on your preference of sound, of course. So people often ask, how do I know if I need to tune my drum? It's like, if you want it to sound different, you need to tune your drum. Otherwise you can just enjoy the way it is, and yeah, that's basically it. So I like having my drum quite tight, but some other people like a more mellow sound. So when it's looser, it's a bit more mellow, the sound on the outside especially. So the bass sound doesn't change much, regardless of tuning. It's mostly this outside edge that goes up and down as you tune the skin. So that's quite high now, it's quite tuned. It's quite a high note. Over time, it'll settle down and become a bit more loose, a bit more relaxed sort of sound, not so high pitched. So a high pitch is good for soloing. If you like the more mellow sound just for playing rhythms and getting in the groove, then that's cool just to keep it tuned lower. To tune your drum, all you need to do is you start over here, and we've got this tuning rope here. This rope at the bottom of the drum here is a tuning cord, and it's been just put in here like that after we finish making it, and we leave plenty of excess because we use this to tune the drum. So you just take all this excess off, unravel that. What we've got here is a freshly made drum, and we have finished one knot here, so there's a tuning knot that's been completed, and here's a tuning knot that's been half completed, and then the next two here, nothing's been started yet. So you can tell if a knot's been tuned or not by these ropes here starting from the top. If it goes in a straight line straight to the bottom, you know there's no tuning knot in between. Okay, so to do a knot from the beginning, we look at the last knot which has been completed, and it's crossed over like that, and then we go to the next two uprights, and we're going to go under two and then back under the first one, and then we get this S shape looking like that. So it's going under two and back under one, and we're going to pull that down and pull it up tight. I'll show you that in a second. So because this one, as it's come out of the drum cave, it's got a half knot already done, so it's already gone under two, so we just need to go back under one. So we just go under one like that, and then what we do is usually put feet up on the drum. And you can also, it's really handy to have a nice little bit of dowel to wrap around to save your hands. So I'd normally just come in here like that, go around once and cross over itself, and then you can actually pull on that as a handle. And we pull it right down to the bottom as far as you can get down. And then with the strength of your arms, you need to pull on this quite tight to pull it over until it crosses like that. And now that's another completed tuning knot. So you can see it's now matching the same. So now we're going to do another complete tuning knot. So we've gone from the last tuning knot that's completed, and we go upright, 1, 2. So we go under the 1, 2 like that. And you can pull that through, or you can put the other one back under as well. And you can pull it all together. This is how I do it, it's a little bit quicker. So you pull it all the way through like that, and then you pull half down, the back half, right down to the bottom, and then the top half you pull down to the bottom, and again wrap it around your dowel and pull until it crosses over like that. Now each time I do this, the drum's getting a little bit tighter. So as I'm pulling each one of these, it's just putting a little bit of pressure on the drum and slowly tightening it up. So if I wanted to tune it up a lot, I can keep going all the way around, and that'll be a significant change in the pitch of the drum. But if you just want a little bit of a tune, you might do 3 or 4 knots. Like for maintenance, like oftentimes I'll just pull my drum out and might do a couple of knots every few months or something. You don't want to over tighten it because you could potentially break the skin, but it would have to be very, very tight. But you can hear, you should hear the sound. It should be nice and crisp if you want to get it really tight. And yeah, so you can just continue doing as many knots as you need. The next sort of intersection or difference between just repeating that process, because at the moment we've got knot, 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 uprights. So I can just go from this knot and then do those uprights. And then that's, go to the next two, and keep going all the way around. What happens when we get back to the start though, we've got this bit of a mess here, but we can pull these two together, even though there's 3 of them. We can consider that to be 1. So you can go under 2 and back under 1 and pull those two together. And then you'd have to skip 1, because you always want to get the ones that are the furthest apart, because it's no good pulling these 2 together on the second row, because you can do a second row, and I'll show you. If I was up to the second row, doesn't matter too much what you do here, but so long as you can pull that one together, that one's going to be pulled together. And then you want to pull these ones that are furthest apart together. So if you're looking at the wide part here, and you follow those 2 up, and you're getting these 2 here. So I'm going to show you how the second row goes. So I'm going to go under these 2, and then back under this one. So it's the same process, it's just a little bit confusing around this area as you're passing the start, but it's not so important what you do there actually. So so long as you get back on rhythm and back into the pattern that you're pulling these ones together, it'll be fine. So I'm going to pull this down again. So as these ones are already tight, and it's a little bit harder to pull it all the way down, so I can only get to there. And then I'm going to pull the next one all the way down. And when I cross this over, you start getting these diamond shapes, these sort of triangular shapes. Oh, that's pulling through. You can see that there. So we get this sort of patterning here where the triangles are happening. And then the next 2, again, you're going to the next 2 in line, so it's these 2. And I can pull those 2 together. And then there'll be another diamond like this, another triangular shape like that. And you can just keep going, and once you go around again, you can do it again. That's if your drum's like really flat, that you'd ever need to go around more than twice. But for most people, it's just a little bit of a tune, maybe a full lap. And then these ones, once you start on the second row, it's more powerful as well. So each one tightens it a lot more than the first ones, because these ropes are so far apart. As you pull them together, it's actually tensioning it even more. Okay, so once you've finished, you've got it tuned to the point that you want it to be at. What we normally do after a tuning knot like this, we normally just go under the 2, the next 2, and pull it all the way through. And then pull it down like that, and just leave it finished like that. So it's a half finished knot, and it just holds that, stop that from flicking back over. And then with the excess cord, we just wrap it around the base of the drum again. So you kind of want to get it nice and neat so it's not overlapping or anything. Bring it down to the neck of the drum. You push it all the way up into there like that. And you pull it tight. And when you get close to the end here, normally we just find one of these the loops here. And you can go up underneath here if it's possible to. Should be, typically is. And then often you can just actually lift up one of these and just sit it under there like that, and that's holding it quite tight. And it's a neat finish. Otherwise you can pull it all the way through and tie a knot. But this, the pressure of this rope here will actually hold that very well. And that's how you just finish it off like that.